Right. Welcome, cultured individuals, to my Euphoria review. It is quite well known in the genre of hentai. It's basically hentai but saw. And as I hate myself, I have decided I'm going to review it on the recommendation of my friend Connor. Connor, if you see this, or when you see this, I hope your house burns down and you die a horrible death, painful and slow. So what I'm going to be reviewing this is I'm going to watch an episode and then stop and review and then watch the next one. I've already watched the first one in a call with my friends and I hated it. Frankly, I have never been more traumatized or wanted to die more than when I was in this half an hour. Each one half an hour is 3 hours, so I have 2.5 hours of this shit left. Let's get in. So as you get to see me review, the reason I'm doing watch the episode then review is so you can see my sanity slowly deteriorate as we get further and further in. So the first episode, it starts off showing the 7 main characters. I think it's 7, I don't remember. There's 6 girls and 1 boy. So the 6 girls, there's a teacher, random bitch, his childhood friend, and 3 other random people that you don't do anything in that episode. I'm just gonna call childhood friend and random bitch for the first one. So it starts by showing, with such great imagery, really makes you awe-inspired. It starts by showing a girl getting electrocuted and in an electric chair. Frankly, we all love electric chairs. We've all been there. Just a little bit electricity. Oh, nice. Everyone does it. Ted Bundy did it. So why can't we? It was all nice and good. And then she starts pissing herself. Because why not? And fun fact, it has water sports in the tag. The closest thing to water sports in this is probably her pissing herself when she gets electrocuted and then it evaporating. But, whatever you're into. So, after seeing this innocent girl just get electrocuted like Ted Bundy, but I'm uncreative, then he starts hallucinating and he sees his dear childhood friend, who values so much, tied up on a table. And then he sees he's just standing in the doorway like a cuck. He's a cuck, he cucks himself. This is next level cuckery right here. So he sees a shadow of himself, pull off her pants, and just ram it in. Goes straight for it. Really getting the character development here fast. And for once, the childhood friend won. And then there's blood. Because why wouldn't there be blood? We all love blood. A little bit of blood solves everyone's problems. Dying kids, orphans, not really. Who knows? Is it really good if there's no blood? It's like burning an orphanage and there's no screaming children. If there's not blood, why are you doing it? So then, right, after he's cucked himself, and he's just standing there the entire time, like, is that me? No. Trying to not acknowledge the fact he's cucking himself. Real cuck, man. So then, it cuts out. He stops hallucinating, and white-haired bitch, I'm not gonna call white-haired bitch, random girl number 1 pops in. She probably gets a name later on, but she's got a name, I just don't care. So, by this point, my mental state was already deteriorating quite a lot, and I was not in it. I was going through emotions. And then she starts groping him, trying to get him into the mood. In front of a dead girl who's just been electrocuted, and her piss is steaming. This bit really bothered me. Why is her piss steaming? And how long has he been standing there? Because the rest of them are all gone. It's just him and her in the room, and she came back into the room to get him. So, how long has he been hallucinating there is the real question. And why is the body still steaming? And why is the piss still steaming? These are questions that I need answers to. So, if someone could please tell me, I want to know. So then, she starts groping him. It's like, oh, dirty boy, you got a boner looking at a dead girl? Ugh. It's like, no, I'm not into that. No, It's not my fault. You know why it's hot right now. And then he gets cucked or cock blocked by a big announcer saying, come into the main room, it's time to play a game, all sort of style. And then they go out to play the game. So they tell the rules, there's one door and one key. And the woman, okay, so the man gets to pick one of the girls to go into the other room with him to do the challenge. So then he picks, there are 6 choices. Realistically 2, because they only know 2 of the characters' names, and that's how you can tell. His childhood friend, who he's not going to pick because he's got such bad PTSD from cucking himself he wouldn't dare go near that again, or rando bitch who he just got cockblocked from. I think we all know where he's going. So then they enter the room, and on the wall they show the rules, and it says the door is her vagina, and the key is his dick. The rules are he needs to come in her twice, and it said something else, I don't remember. And look, for the rules, he has to tie her up in this bondage kit. Also, I BDSM was in the tags, kinky. And then, so he ties her up, got her hands behind her back, she's naked. I've never, I'll save that part for later. So, it starts, he's a bit hesitant, he doesn't want to put it in. And then he puts it in, he really gets at it, really getting into the mood. And then there's blood, because why wouldn't there be blood? Everyone loves a bit of blood. And then he says they want you to rape me, and she starts getting more turned on. Then he gets more turned on. Then it just goes into a shit fest. And oh fuck. By this point, I'd really been going through emotions. I was in a call with my friends. My mental state was not doing well. This scene lasts 7 minutes, which is 7 minutes too long. And I went through the 7 stages of grief faster than anyone else in history at this point. I went through denial, everything. Really sad. But overall, it was pretty weird. I don't know. I've never been less erect while looking at like naked big women. So I don't know what that says about it, but really, not really for you. Unless you like BDSM, then go for it. First episode, I'd give it 2 or 3. Did it mentally scar me? Yes. Did I spend the next 3 hours trying to make myself feel happy so I didn't have to think about it? Yes. Am I going to go burn down Connor's house for ever introducing me to this filth? Yes. But was it the worst thing I've ever seen? No. Not yet. Probably will be later. So I'll be back. You'll see me after I've done the 2nd episode. Woo. I will now be reviewing the 2nd episode of the beautiful art known as Euphoria. Connor, I'm going to kill you. Right. So, one thing I forgot to mention in the first review is that they have electric collars on, so if they don't do it, they're all going to die. So, doesn't really have a choice. So the story is more like, I don't want to do it, but I have to. So, but then more gets into it, the further you go in. So, they should have called this episode Descent into Sadism, because he goes from cucking himself to being a full-blown sadist. So, it picks up from where last one left off, where he's in the room with whatever her name is, random bitch number 1, and she says, I want you to pick only me from now on. You don't need a childhood friend. And then he gets out, and his childhood friend says, oh, you can pick me if you want to. I'll do it. And then he's in another room on his own. Why? Who knows? Probably the room where he got killed herself or electrocuted. And then random bitch number 1 comes up. She says, hey, you don't need childhood friend. She's just a fuckhole to you. And then she says, what was it? I don't remember. something about him wanting to see her in pain. So basically, he's telling him he's a sadist, and he realizes it's true through a minute and a half of having a mental breakdown, and then it cuts to black for about 10 seconds, and he's just there strangling the bitch. And his childhood friend's like, "No, you can't do this. Please don't. Don't. Please don't. No." And she's like, "Stupid bitch. Dying is the best form of pleasure. Woo. Quirky." And so then, they've laid the foundations for some nice character development. Is he going to go from random bitch number one to childhood friend? It's gripping us all. The mystery that gripped the nation. He picks a childhood friend. So, he takes her in. And, funnily enough, he's to tie her up, puts a gag in her mouth. It is the most shit gag I have ever seen in my life, because she can still open her mouth fully. It's just a rope in her mouth, because why not? Everyone likes a bit of ropes. Oh, unless you hang yourself, that's who cares? Suicide funny. Oh fuck me. Right. Don't hang yourself, kids. Yes. So then he just starts fucking her. He's really getting into it at this point. He's enjoying himself. And then there's blood. He doesn't want to sting up community. And then there's blood. There's so much blood. They don't just make it like they did in the first one, where it's like a bit of blood the first time he thrusts it in. This time there's blood spurting out every time he thrusts in. There's enough blood there for like 4 blood confusions just on the floor. He's just doing it and doing it and doing it. So then he finishes now, the classic. And then he does it again, but on her face. Pulls out, just a classic thumb shot. And then she gets up and says, "It's okay, pick me from now and I'll do it all." And she walks off, right? And this comes dripping out. And it's got blood mixed in. So it just looks like someone looked like fucking whipped cream and just smashed a bunch of strawberries or something. There's just strawberry juice in it. I should be the person to subtitle this. It would be great. So when it goes out, and oh yeah, the thing with random bitch number one in the room where he starts strangling her, that happens after this. I just completely fucked order of events, but whatever. I'm like an anime studio that's like manga. Right. So then he makes the bold decision to pick her the second time for all the others. This is what we call character development. No, it's not. I'll save one for later. So, he takes her in, and the third challenge, if the first one was tying her up in a BDSM kit, the second one was using rope, and the third one is she's a toilet. She is tied up, and her face is put in the toilet seat, and Pierce says shit in her mouth, and she is to eat it. She's a toilet. Because, who doesn't like human toilets? Kind of kinky. And then, after that one, the physical pain I felt during this scene was quite unmeasurable. I think I could probably get punched 16 times in the stomach and still feel less pain than I did in that 30 seconds. And so then the next one I think it was just I was sucking him off doing all the blah blah blah. And the fifth and final test is where it gets spicy. It's spicy. So he ties her up to a chair, and there was some foreshadowing for this in the first episode with the electric chair. Ooh. So, first off, crocodile clips. We all love them from year 4 science experiments, and putting them on your fingers and it fucking hurts. So what does he do? He puts them on her nipples and on her vagina, because why not? What does he do next? He gets electric shock pads and sticks them all over her body. This is where the foreshadowing comes in. And then he gets 2 vibrators. At first I thought these were police batons, but it turns out they're vibrators. So he puts one in each hole, and gradually he turns them on, and then she's sitting there just like whinging, and he cranks the electricity up to one quarter, and she can feel it. It's not that strong, but she can feel it. He's just sitting there, gradually enjoying it more and more. Turns up to 2. And the way this trial works is to get out, he needs to say she likes it, it feels good, on each of the electricity levels. And it gets harder because at one point it's enough that it should kill someone, but she doesn't because plot convenience. Woo, plot armor, even in hentai. And then it just keeps turning up and turning up, and she's getting gradually more and more mind broken. She's going pretty insane at this point. And then he turns it up to level 4, where max rank. He finally grinded enough, and he got the max level gear. And then shit goes crazy. So it starts sparking red. Why? I don't know. It just kind of starts sparking red because that's how electricity works. And she just starts spasming in the chair like a fucking. She looks like an epileptic kid that's just like being played, something that's flashing lights constantly, like a rave scene from a film, except it's a rave scene on crack times 10. And she's just spasming up and down. She can barely talk. She's screaming, and then she starts pissing. Because if there's one thing that's really missing from this episode that was in the last, it's the pissing. You know, we all love it, but one thing that really bugged me, if they could fix this in the future episodes, there was way too much piss there for one person. It's like, it wasn't like you haven't pissed for 2 days and you pissed for like sort of a minute and a half. This was, there's enough piss there for 2 adult elephants, and something doesn't make sense. So then, meanwhile, she's pissing and all that, you know, just all the good shit happening. He gets her to say it feels good, and she's just screaming. She's not having a good time, but she thinks she is. And, Connor, I'm burning your house down. So then, when he gets it, the point where it's like, they pass, he turns it off. She just screams out in, we'd assume it's pain or pleasure, maybe both. And then both vibrators just fly out because science, physics took that class. And then he gets turned on. And the frame where he gets the boner is the most magnificent thing I've ever seen. Like, there's better animation in this single scene than there's higher budget in this one. It's like this 1 second than there is in all of the 7 deadly sins combined. It's where she pisses on his dick and he gets a boner from the pain, from seeing her in pain. Now this is what we call character development. Disney take notes. Character development. He's gone from cucking himself, who doesn't want to leave as a sadist, to being the sadist. I don't know, whatever. And then what does he do when she's in so much pain? He whips his dick out, walks over there, pimp strutting, asserting his dominance, and just sticks it in her mouth. And what can she do? She doesn't know where she is. She's like crying and everything. And then he throws the chair down. Given she's still in the chair, this is some hardcore electric chair shit. Throws the chair down and just starts going at it. And there's an ungodly amount of cum. Ungodly. Like, they're having at least 7 kids. At least 7. And then, when she's done with that, she's screaming, blah, blah, blah. He then puts it in her ass. And she starts screaming more. She really doesn't want it in there. And then she does, because sadism. And at this point, he's fully embraced that he's a sadist. He wants to see his childhood friend who he loved so much in pain. Really hates her. And then they leave. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen in the next episode, because they left. What wouldn't surprise me is if they go back and do play as if he chose the other girls. But you never know. Maybe there's more secret levels. But overall, I think this one felt, you still have to question how long half an hour, whether it's really half an hour if the time bar's lying to you. It didn't feel as long. I think I hated it more, but it didn't feel as long. And the electric chair scene with her in it was way too long. It was like 10 minutes. It could have been like 3. Just skip everything and get to Red Lightning, maybe. I don't know. So overall, I'll say it's slightly. I don't know. The plot, also tragic news. The water sports tag has been taken out. Absolutely tragic. But overall, I would say it's probably about this, maybe slightly better than the first episode. If you're really into BDSM, this is for you. But now I will go watch the third episode and try to not lose my sanity. Oh, right. This is the review for episode 3 of Euphoria. There are many people who have gone down in history for their contributions to the arts. Shakespeare, that one guy that directed that one good film, Shakespeare, and the director of Euphoria, the person who came up with this should also go down in there. Not because it's good, but because you remember it so it's burnt into your memory so vividly that you wish you could get it out, but you can't. Right. So episode 3. I feel like by this one I figured out the formula. It's each episode has been a different girl focused on, and this time it's focused on a girl called Blacky girl, whatever her name is. And she's generic hentai girl, big tits, blah blah blah, and what they're doing with the time. What I think happened is they're showing what happened if you chose a different choice, but they show scenes from the second one. I'm not going to try and figure out the Euphoria timeline because I'm not that much. No. So they go into the trial, and the guy, he's really angry that she looks so calm when they're in a bad situation. He's really angry. He's had it with her. So he quote unquote rapes her. I mean, it's not a choice anyway, but so, you start doing it, and he hates to suffer. And of course, what would Euphoria be without a nice little bit of blood? Who doesn't like a nice little bit of blood? So, but it's like the other times, but it was like a little bit of blood, just like, oh no, I cut my hand, oh no, or I cut my wrist. But remember, across for attention, down for results. It's like, holy shit, she's gonna pass out. How is she not dead? There is enough. She has gone anemic from this. There is enough blood here that she should have passed out for like way before, but she just kind of doesn't. So once that's all over, woo, hentai. Oh, I want to die. Fuck you, Connor. She goes and takes a shower, and then he's like, oh, she's taken more than 30 seconds in the shower. What could she be doing? I wonder what she's doing in the shower. Foreshadowing alert. And then, I don't want to say that. She comes out and he's like, ooh, there's a beast inside you. It's okay, I'll let you do what you want to me. Because hentai. My fucking hairline, Jesus Christ. So then, they go in. Random bitch number 1 says she wants him to pick her for the rest of it because she wants to see where it goes. And then the game's going to get more and more intense. Quote. So he picks her, and it's just like showing a little bit until the final one. Got to build up the tension a little bit. And then I think before the final one, like, I think there's something in the bar. I think I've been here before. I think it's like a way to get out in the shower, and then she just him go look around the shower, and then he comes out, nothing there. Classic women, always lying. And then he finds her screaming in a corner because why not? And then I'm after that. Oh yeah, the final one. I've been in the final one. I don't fucking remember. I watched this like 30 seconds ago. Final bit. Fuck, this is going to shit. No, it's rich some fucking. Oh, I remember now. He got there was a really big vibrator. Oh, it's really fucked. It was really fucked. Like, oh Jesus Christ. I'm probably blocking it out, that's why I can't remember it. That was fucking fast. So he got this really big vibrator and he put it in and it went through to her womb because why wouldn't it? You know, classic. And then he turns it on and it starts shaking around. You get a view from the inside. The best way I have to describe what I can imagine it would be, I can imagine compare it to, is like a space worm in that one film I don't remember what it's called, which is just wiggling around inside a rock. It looks like that. No, it kind of looks like a xenomorph, kind of. You get what I remember this. No, you don't. And then when it comes out, it pops on the wall. Womb fisting. Now, I don't know if you've heard of womb fisting, because I sure as hell hadn't. But I was, you sort of get it from the name, but you don't know just how it's going to be. Like, he's really going at it. He's doing it like he's in the fucking game page to just beat the shit out of this woman's womb. But he's not. He's just doing it because why not? But why not? But he's literally just like fucking punching it like a jackhammer. And she starts screaming, "No, don't punch my womb, blah, blah, blah." And he's just fucking punching it hardcore. And then so they pass the last trial. And then there's a bonus round. Because there's a big fancy room, right, like a 5-star hotel room in the corner of every room they've been to so far. And if they do the bonus round, 2 people get to go in there. I wonder which 2 will go in there. And then the bonus round is please him with every way possible of your body. And I'd never heard of the word hair job before. And now that I've seen it and heard of it, I never want to hear or see it again. Because I'm traumatized. Or it's just like generic, like, blowjob stuff. And then it's just like, oh god, she's using her hair. Why is she using her hair? It only lasted 15 seconds, and I was wondering for the next 3 minutes why she was using her hair. Why? So then, once they get in the room, there's like loads of food on the table, all the fancy. Shocker, it's those 2 that go in the room if you couldn't tell. If you couldn't tell, you should probably get an IQ test because you're a retard. But IQ is nothing to, oh fuck, I'm retarded. So, we're looking at the food, he's like, where do they get this food from? The outside? Blah, blah, blah. And then he blinks and it's gone. And they figure out that they're using the collars to make them unconscious but not realise it to remove food or something. Apparently, then I don't know. There's a load of bullshit. And then they get on the bed and they fuck. Shocker. They fuck. Never saw that one coming. But yeah, really mind blowing that one is. And it goes on for like 7, 8 minutes. It's like it's even that bad compared to everything else everything else that's been shown in this. It's probably one of the most normal scenes so far, and yet it just went on so long that I just want. You don't realize how long half an hour is until you're watching all of Euphoria, and then you realize how long half an hour is, and you really wonder why God made the earth and why humans exist. What's the purpose of life? Really wonder it, but that's not important right now. So yeah, generic hentai scene for like 8 minutes. Blah blah blah. They're having at least 14 kids after all that, but then they're sleeping. Blah, blah. He wakes up and she just starts screaming. She's rolling over. She's in panic. She's in fear. She wakes up, strangles him, kills him. How could like just at this point he's gone from being cucked by himself to being the ultimate sex lord, and now he gets strangled. And it's just like, how low you go. But Disney, take notes. Character development. So then it shows it, and it says, what will happen if you opt for a different path? Which is probably what's going to happen in the 4th episode. Really looking forward to that one, so I can get through this faster and never have to think about it again. Yeah, so it shows her pregnant, going, I'm now going to give birth to the saviour, and random bitch number 1 in a lab coat laughing. So, ooh, maybe she's evil. You never know. So that's been my review for episode 3 of Euphoria. Episode 4 will be in like a second for you, but Euphoria episode 4. Oh. Just when you don't think it can get any worse, it gets worse. Oh. It's the most uncomfortable thing I'd watched before was LA Beast eating 6.5 jars of mayonnaise or watching 2 girls 1 cup for 10 minutes. This beats that by a long shot. By a long shot. Oh, Jesus Christ, I hate this. I'm tired as I haven't fucking said in ages. Right. So let's start off on the things they do well. Number 1. It subverts your expectations so well. Because, you know, you're 4 episodes in that, we think we've figured out the formula. You know, he picked 1 girl, they do this shit, boom, profit. But they subvert your expectations so well, because in this one, he doesn't pick 1 girl, he alternates between 2 girls. I know, fucking mind-blowing, right? And then, Jesus Christ. So, Disney take notes. Then, first one he picks is, so the opening bit, it shows him picking his junior and his teacher. And then it cuts to his junior. And finally, the water sports tag from the first one is finally relevant, because not only is it water sports, it's waterboarding, my favourite kind of torture. Everyone loves a little bit of waterboarding on a Sunday. So, you know, she's in the water. And the reason he picked her, pretty good reason as well, is because she said, please don't pick me, which makes it sound like she's okay with everyone else being, oh fuck, what's the word? Violated. Everyone else being violated, but it's okay if it doesn't, as long as it doesn't happen to her. So he picks her, and she's in the water, right? She's screaming, please no. And then he goes in. Oh, he goes in. And you know, there's blood in the water. There's always blood. Everyone loves a bit of blood. And then she starts screaming, no, please, no. Blah, 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 blah. And then he does it once. I think he'd do it twice. I don't remember. I think it was just once for this one. But he has to hold her head underwater while he's doing it. So he's waterboarding her while he's doing it, which is just waterboarding. I love waterboarding. If you don't love waterboarding, I can't be friends with you. And then, I hate my life. Fuck. What was it? Oh yeah. So when he's done waterboarding, she's like, I hate you. Blah 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 blah. And then in the shower, we also give a legendary line, I want to rape her. I love raping her. Classic line. I'm gonna get this video is getting taken down. Then he so then in the shower he helps her clean up. And she's like, why are you being nice to me when you've been so mean to me? And then we cut to the teacher. Now the teacher is rather fine. She's just like, meh. It's more just like, it just kind of happens. She gets tied up. You know, we've all seen it before. When you're 4 episodes into Euphoria, this is nothing new. It's not on the same level as watching someone get waterboarded. Frankly, get more creative. You know, if you can't top waterboarding, why put it in episode 4? You know, you've topped it. They just keep upping it. They do top it later on in the episode, though, I will say. They do top it later on in the episode. So then the third one, pretty simple. This junior just needs to give him 2 hand jobs, you know, pretty simple. Nothing. It's nothing too out of the ordinary. You know, we've seen it all before. Nothing. We're waiting for the holy shit! I can't believe this is happening. And then the fourth one comes in. I didn't like the fourth one. I no. I think why? So you walk in like it can't be that bad. What's gonna happen can't be that bad. And then she stresses the baby, and you're like, fuck, it's that bad. And just So he pulls out a dummy, whatever it's called, and he feeds her milk. Now, because you read the subtitles, you can see it says semen milk before it actually shows you it. So when he's fed her, he pulls her finger where it says it. I assume that's where he says it. Not saying the word fucking milk, and then she says, "Please let me go into the toilet. I think you can all tell where this is going. Nowhere nice." And then she you see the diaper. She's wearing a diaper for some reason. You see it go like brown. You're like, I wonder what happened there. And pulls off, and there's a bunch of shit. Yeah. And then she starts pissing. So never in my life have I been so glad that a series is that something is censored as I have been when I've been watching this. Watching Euphoria makes me glad it's censored, and I hope it always remains censored. Always, because this is pure cancer. And if anyone has gone, I should have said this earlier, but if anyone has gotten off this, you're going to hell. I'm going to hell as well, but for different reasons. But that's the main reason you're going. It's just episode 4. Overall rating 0. Don't watch. Skip. I haven't finished the review yet. Fuck. Right. So after that, so in the last episode, you'd know that the girl thought there was something in the showers that they could escape through, and lo and behold, foreshadowing, they find the thing in the showers, and then they're running along. But she decides to stay because she knows she's been there before, and she wants to get hold of her past and all that shit. So then they're running along. Childhood friend goes to distract the guards, and then random bitch number 1. It's like, it turns out she's working with the organisation that's doing this, and she controls the electric shock collars. Shocker, she's evil. Who saw this one coming? Not me. And then it turns out a teacher is a secret agent that is. This doesn't sound real, but is a secret agent into the trying to figure out what the organisation is doing. So then she knocks out all the guards, and she shoots her. She shoots random bitch number 1. And then they're on a desert island, because why the fuck not? They don't explain it, they're just kind of there. And then it's just like 8 minutes of hentai. And I never... I don't like it. I mean, no. And then they're pregnant at the end. So, overall, probably the worst one so far. They did do some subverting expectations, and kind of a little bit of world building, if you will. But I've never felt so uncomfortable and wanted to die more watching something. So 0 out of 10. If you're gonna watch Euphoria, skip this one. For the love of God, skip it, please. Like the baby scene, it's only a minute long, and it lasts. It feels like it's a full-length film. Not good. Right. Euphoria episode 5. Woo! Let's go. Almost near the end. Right. You don't think it can get worse. Then it gets worse. Frankly, I feel like it's going to get worse on the next episode. But do something big for the finale at least. You know, you got to dedicate to it. Come on. Also, the consistency is here in this series. Like, each one's been about 29 minutes, 45 seconds to 54 seconds. The consistency is there. Disney, take notes. Right. So let's get into the real meat and potatoes. Right. So it starts off with, I think her name is it's Musa. It's random bitch number one from the start. Also, if anyone actually trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this, it's borderline impossible. Right. I don't remember what her name is. Random bitch number one. Alright, so right away it starts. They've escaped, and random bitch number one and our protagonist, my favourite character, are in a warehouse, and he's been nursed back to health by her. And then he wakes up, and she's just like, the heroes went ahead. I don't know what they've been missing for 3 days, and then they fuck. Because that's what hentai is. Right. So then once they fucked, they go up around and they get to the school. And it turns out in this timeline, the childhood friend was behind it all. The underground labyrinth thing, everything. And now she's turned the school into a place where it's just like, let's call it, I don't want to say it. I think if I say it, I might actually be thinking it. Fuck it. Let's call it Rape City. Right. So in Rape City, well, you can get the idea. So what happens is childhood friend kidnaps them and tells them you have to kill. Tells the main character, you have to kill me or random bitch number one. And he can't make a decision because he's so conflicted. Because on one side he's known childhood friend for years. On the other side, he fucked random bitch like 20 minutes ago. So, you know, priorities. And then, so it cuts back and she says, okay, you have to make a decision tomorrow. And then random bitch number one, the protagonists fuck in a classroom on their own at night. Because why not? And then, I'm saying a lot, and then, after that, they bring up the three characters, Byakuya, teacher, junior bitch. And she says, every time you don't give me an answer, I'll kill one of these. And then he proceeds to just say, please don't do it 3 times. So she kills all of them. And that's still not enough to convince him. So she says, try again tomorrow. Send the main character from random bitch number one, fuck again. Because plot. So then, he's brought up, and she says, this time, I'm going to punish her, random bitch number one. So, what do? Oh god, this one is. Well, that's what it is. I know someone's probably got off this, and that is horrifying to me. It is. So they get 5 girls. It's basically a budget human centipede. So they get 5 girls. They put a tube in each of their mouth, connected to another girl's ass. But then feed them laxatives, and they just make a human shit circle. They make a human shit circle. You go into this thinking it's going to be shit, but you don't expect that kind of shit. And then, oh Jesus. Oh, it was not fun. It only lasted for like 3 minutes. It wasn't, it was like 2 minutes. And I was suffering. I went through the 7 stages I went through the motions again. I did not want to feel that. I'm gonna be honest. And then we got to part after that. I think it's a boner from that, and then comes on her back when she's such as love, she's eating shit. You know, average stuff. And then he watches her get raped, and he gets turned on by that because, yeah, why wouldn't he? And then childhood friend sucks him off because, yeah. But they're just gonna show that for the next like 3 to 4 minutes. You're just kind of sitting there like, can you just not? Why? I don't want to see this shit. But then you get through it, and it's just like, oh well, maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel, you know. happens after that. He wakes up and it's all a dream. Doesn't change the fact I'm scarred, but you know, the timeline is saved. No poop circle exists in this timeline. And then she says, I can't be fast, stop your being. And childhood friend gives them both what I assume is like Viagra on steroids. One thing that I find hilarious about this, whenever the guy is about to come, they literally just hit _3 speed on whatever it is, and then it just goes to like ×2 speed for like 5 seconds. Oh, it's funny. So they give him like steroid Viagra, but that kind of goes on for like 2 minutes, and then he remembers the girl he met in the cave all those years ago, who was meant to be his childhood friend, was in fact random bitch number one. It was not, in fact, childhood friend. Or we're gonna call ex childhood friend now. So ex childhood friend just gets, oh, get her out, get her out. Then he snaps random bitch number one's neck, because yes. And childhood friend can't believe it. She's in disarray. Actually managed to kill one of them. And then we cut to 3 years later, and he's just shot ex childhood friend because guns. And yes. And then he finds random bitch number one there because she's there now. Don't question it. And then they go to a field, and then they fuck. Yeah. So that is episode 5. It was interesting, to say the least. Several things you didn't... They always have one thing that just kind of... One of the things just kind of top everything else in the episode, and it's like the clear winner compared to generic stuff they've shown before. You know? I can't try and block it out after this, but it's like the real winners for me, the real winners for me in this one were the human poop circle, and would probably have to be the Ultra Viagra. Like, at the end, it's like, ooh, but you know, the poop circle, you don't see it coming. You don't see it coming, and then there's just shit everywhere. And I'm so glad it's censored. I'm so glad it's censored. Honestly, like Jesus Christ, that is. So overall, episode 5. Now, if you skipped episode 4, you probably shouldn't go on episode 5. In fact, you probably shouldn't be watching it at all. Now, if you didn't skip episode 4, go on in. Or if you're just like eating shit, something wrong with you. But just go on in. Go in with an open mind. You never know. You might enjoy it more than you think. I certainly didn't. But you know, whatever floats your boat. Overall, probably going to give it like a 1. Yeah, let's give it a 1. And Connor, I'm going to kill you. Let it be said that I am not a pussy, for I have now completed and watched all of Euphoria episode 6 review. It's been a roller coaster and not a good one because I want to die. Right, episode 6. Where to start? So it starts off with it starts off with showing him fucking his childhood friend, and then fucking Bianca, who's wearing a culty outfit, foreshadowing. And then it cuts to being woken up by Bianca, and the others have all been taken, blah blah blah. And then we get the sequel we've all been waiting for. Since you heard the title of the first episode 5, Rape City, you've been waiting for the sequel, Return to Rape City. And that's what the first like 2-3 minutes are. The like dialogue when they get to Rape City is basically the same for the first 2 minutes, except it's random bitch number 1 this time, who is the one running Rape City, not the childhood friend. So she's back to being childhood friend now. And okay, so random bitch number 1. So she pulls out a childhood friend and says, "If you don't rape Dracula, I'm gonna kill you." And then Dracula says, "It's okay, fuck me." And then they fuck. Yeah, I'm really not going to go into detail at this point. But then random bitch number one says, because you've done that, I'm only going to make them fuck her once. And then a cult shows up. Where the fuck did this come from? They're shutting down the Return to Rape City this fast. Did not see that one coming. I wanted a full-blown sequel, but sadly, alas, we can't always get what we want. Truly a tragedy. There was no Return to Rape City. It was short, but well lived. And right, so then the cult comes in. They kidnap. Well, they beat up all the male students in Rape City, and then they kidnap random bitch number one, and they tie her up, brand her with some irons, classic that is, and start raping her to purge her of her sins. I don't know if they've read that they're reading the same Bible I am, but that's not anywhere in there. But yeah, maybe I just got the wrong copy. So it is then informed that Becky is the head of this cult, and the main character is a person who will father the savior, and she will be the mother of the savior. Yeah, a childhood friend's just kind of there. She fucks off later. Who cares? No one really cares, to be honest. She's had her time in the spotlight, and no one likes her anyway, frankly. So then we get on to the real good bits. So not only is there a cult, but it's revealed that when he was a kid, I don't even know how this is possible, her mother, Byakuya's mother, raped him and had Byakuya from that. Now, I don't really get the logistics of this because they're in the same year at school, which means they have at least a 1 year gap. So, but the boy they showed on screen looked to be at least 6 or 7, I'm guessing. So, from the face. So, not sure how logistics work on this one, but we're not going to question it because plot convenience. So it turns out she's actually his daughter. Yeah. Just kind of going to forget about that one because it's much better if you do. So then they fuck. And she's all held down. She really wants this kid. She really wants those child support payments, that £5 though, that £5 though. And then so then the kid, not the kid, well, the kid's not coming until like another 20 minutes. I feel like this was the one where I was like, am I there yet? Am I there yet? How much longer's left? I want to go. I want to be done with this. And it's like, how long is you don't know how long half an hour is until you've had to sit through 6 episodes of this. You really don't know how long half an hour is. Gives you a new outlook on life. Someone says, hey, half an hour is not too long. I am not trusting that person because frankly, half an hour is a long time depending on what you're doing. Burning an orphanage, not too long. It'll pass pretty fast. Watching Euphoria, you feel every second of it, every miserable second. But once you get through that part, the next time there are 5 girls. They want to have more than one savior, and they inject him with the steroid Viagra thing, just so he can really get it going. It needs to give the kids, needs those child support payments. The cult does, low on finances. So then they kind of just show that for the next few minutes. Kind of just We've all seen it before. We all know what's gonna. It's nothing new. It's just kind of, can you please get on with this? I don't want to do it. Holy shit, I've been watching this for like 3 hours. Right. So what happened after that? It was kind of the same thing, if I'm being honest. Like, they got a bit creative at the start, but it was just kind of like, we need to wrap this up. We need to get this done. But the whole thing is that the cult wants to find the savior. She wants to find a savior. So Bakugo wants to find it, birth a savior, so she can lead them to paradise. Now, so then, really, nothing really interesting happens, if I'm being honest. So they're just gonna show him fucking for 9 months, and she gets progressively more and more pregnant. Yeah. Oh, and he kidnaps her and leaves, and then they go to the end. They go back to the facility where the original game was played. They go to and she's like, "Oh, it's paradise, it's paradise," but it's just an abandoned facility. She just loses all hope. Then she has a kid, and the savior needs to be a boy. That's the key. It's in the fine print, but it's a girl. And she loses all hope. And then he's like, "Oh, you can finally live normally," and they kind of just show like a montage of like them as a happy family. Woo. And then to finish it off, they fuck. Not surprising there. And it ends with like showing the cult walking in, and the kid's drawings are actually the symbol for the organization. Yeah, mind blowing. Was the kid behind it all along? Wait for Euphoria 2. I will fucking kill myself. Right. So overall, Euphoria. Did I enjoy myself? No. I had a miserable time. I hated every second. I honestly despise. No, I just can't pretend. Is it good? No. If you think it's good, you probably need to go to a mental hospital. Never. Though I don't think it was possible to watch hentai for 3 hours and not get a boner once. Somehow it's possible. It just happened to be called Euphoria. Um, is it the worst thing I've ever seen? Yes, it is, and frankly, my week is ruined. If I'm being honest, I don't. I think it will take me a week to recover from this because it is that bad. At least a few days, probably a week. I need something wholesome because this is horrible. So should you watch it? Is the real question on all your minds. You've watched the review, but should you go and watch it yourself? Fuck no. Watching it with your friends, sometimes watching weird shit with the boys can be fun. Don't do it. It's not. I wanted to cry when I watched it in the call with my friends. I was not watching it, but they could hear it, and they could hear how miserable I am. I have gone through the motions more with this than I've ever before, and I am not happy. It's just, if you've gone off to this, I'm gonna be having words with Connor because we need to talk. There are some issues I'm having. But so what would I give it out of 10? What would I give this great production out of 10? Animation wise, it's like a 5. The animation's like average, but it's not bad by any means. As far as it goes, it's probably pretty decent animation, frankly, for like whatever budget they're working on. Plot story, very hard to follow. They're kind of following a multiple timeline kind of thing, except they don't make it clear what's happened in each timeline, so it's even hard to follow then. The return of Rape City and Rape City really had me going. I was really happy for those parts, but yeah, just in general, I wouldn't say to watch it. It does do better character development than the Star Wars sequels, I will say. It does subvert your expectations at some point, and some of the like punishment in the rooms are pretty nice. You got the waterboarding one. That one was cool. I was just going waterboarding. I love waterboarding. Waterboarding's cool, but aside from that, it's just kind of like, yeah. Why is there a toilet? Why is there a human toilet? Why does that exist? Awful lot of shit in this, and like, it's going to be shit. You don't think it's going to be there's going to be literal shit, and if there ever is an uncensored version of this, by God's name, do not watch it, because that will probably be 10 times more scarring. And that is the review on Euphoria. Overall, pretty shit series. I don't know, pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend it personally. I've gone through more mental trauma in the last 2 hours than I probably have in my entire life, if I'm being honest. And yeah, if you're thinking of watching it, don't. If you want to watch something there was one quote in there that I really feel like summed up the entire thing. This is fucked up. No way. Maybe I'm fucked up. Because frankly, that's kind of what you feel when you're watching it. You kind of went like, oh, this is fucked. This is fucked. This is fucked. You're thinking, yeah, maybe I'm the one that's fucked. Nah, everything's fucked. Overall, just don't. I'll give like maybe a 3 out of 10. You know, if you really want to watch it and you're into that kind of stuff, then go ahead. But I would not. It's against my recommendations. I'll give it like a 1. The lowest score I can give. Like, if you want something funny to watch with the boys, this kind of hentai, go with Read with a Healer. It'll be a lot more manageable than Euphoria. Because Euphoria just not no. You just kind of I've never sat looking at the time bar before and just watching the seconds pass by, being like, why can't it be 30 minutes yet? Why can't it have been 30 minutes yet? But alas, time goes by so slowly when you are fucking miserable. And that was my Euphoria review. If you enjoyed, kill yourself. Goodbye. And Connor, I fucking hate you.